Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, recently came out and warned Christian, Diddy's kid, of the dangers facing his life. It turns out that the Cassie footage that was posted online and ultimately led to Diddy's incarceration was caused by his own kid.
Combs came out with, where he was coming at 50 and coming at everybody, coming at his dad. Like, how you feel about that record?
Well, first I want to say to this young man, before somebody take his head off, cause see, that's that new school bull crap that these kids out here, it's easy to fly off their mouth with that. You don't invite a man to your private. You don't invite a man to your private unless you doing the Diddy. If two men lay down, how many homos get up? Let me tell you, young man, 2 of them. You understand? So don't invite a man to your private, because that man will see you and take your head off. Especially somebody like 50. You don't send or let a boy do a man's job. I don't know if he need that type of attention or he want that type of attention. Evidently he do. But 50 is the wrong dude that you want to do that type of attention, get that kind of attention from, bro. And the infamous words of Waka Flocka, that nigga go hard in the paint. And I don't believe that this cat would even put out some trash like that and really didn't know what he was doing. He's teasing the federal government. And I told y'all, the Southern District of New York, do not put...
Yes, Diddy's lengthy record of offenses may have led to his life sentence. It turns out that his own son may be the cause. Christian actually doesn't appear to give a damn about his father.
Notice that, right? Soon as he did that dumb shit, talking about, well, we did this and we did that. We had this over here, y'all went to the wrong house. Some went to, he said, well, we're gonna show you how wrong we are. Yo, CNN, run this. Action, roll them. Don't play with the feds, bro. Cause you gotta realize this. They got a lot of time. All they got is time. I've worked in law enforcement for 27 years, and I had the opportunity to see HIDA. It's a place, whereas they have the state, the feds, the NYPD, the Department of Corrections, and the state police. Yo, this place could be half of a basketball court. That's where they just got lines of computers with officers of all different people and officers just on the internet. Whoever's over that case, whoever's working that case, don't you know they saw that and took it to their boss?
2 days after attending his father Diddy's sex trafficking court appearance, Christian King was seen at a party with his girlfriend, Raven Tracy.
Hi, Hector. Yeah.
I love you.
After Tracy appeared at Essence's Feed to Fun's discussion on Saturday, the Love You Better rapper was spotted having fun with her in an internet video. In front of their pals, the pair danced and kissed. "I have the baddest girl in the world," Christian confidently said into the camera. This evening out came after a major family occasion. Only 2 days before, Christian and 5 of his 6 siblings had gone to their father's court hearing. Serious allegations have been brought against Diddy, the founder of Bad Boy Records. Additionally present to support him was his mother, Janice Combs, who even publicly defended him against what she called a public lynching. Reports state that Sean entered the courtroom through a side entrance while dressed in tan prison attire. He was refused bail for the 3rd time after entering a not guilty plea, and the court has scheduled a trial for May 5th. The fact that Christian is not a saint is much more unsettling. His own rep sheet is really impressive. A complaint was filed against Christian Combs back in April, claiming that he had sexually assaulted Grace Omar K. The complaint claims that Omar K was working on a boat charter in late December 2022 when the event happened. The boat charter was initially advertised as a family-friendly outing, but it reportedly devolved into a hedonistic setting. Days before Diddy threw a star-studded New Year's Eve yacht party, the claimed assault occurred. Christian is charged with sexual assault, sexual harassment, and causing emotional distress in Omar K's case. In addition, Diddy is implicated in the lawsuit for allegedly aiding and abetting his son and for premises responsibility as the person who hired the boat. The father's and son's legal teams have dismissed the complaint, claiming it is filthy, without basis, and full of falsehoods. Grace's other unsettling aspects are revealed by Omar K's suit. She sends transcriptions of audio snippets that she says show her rebuffing Christian's overtures as he touched her, and she claims that Christian drugged and abused her. While serving food and beverages aboard the boat from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m., Omar K., a 25-year-old steward at the time, claimed to have seen drug usage and encounters between suspected sex workers and celebrities. She also claims that Christian Combs offered her an awkward amount of attention after arriving on the boat inebriated. According to the lawsuit, Christian coerced her into taking shots of tequila, which she believes was tampered with, and then turned hostile, improperly touching her. The lawsuit also cites audio recordings produced by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer who was there and allegedly has hours of film showing Diddy and his employees engaging in criminal activity. And it was undoubtedly a very important development because Diddy is currently incarcerated, and shocking new information about him and his family keeps coming to light.
He reportedly told Christian, quote, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to. If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Markey then says that she told Christian she couldn't stay with him unless it was approved by a supervisor, all of whom she knew would be asleep at the time, so this was a way for her to get out of the situation. She claims that Christian said, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Markey then says she responded with, quote, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." Markey says that she tried to go back to her work, but Christian found her again, wanted her to find him a place to sleep for the night. So she ended up taking him to the cinema room for the yacht, which doubled as a place for people to sleep. And she claims that is when Christian blocked her and groped her, took off his clothes, tried to force her to perform oral sex on him. She says that she was able to fight him off until someone came in. Now, the lawsuit goes on to say that Omarkey told the yacht captain what happened the very next day, but he didn't believe her, didn't do any sort of real investigation. She says the captain retaliated against her for months after the alleged assault before ultimately firing her in May of 2023. Now, aside from her account, aside from a potential other witness, right, the person that allegedly walked in on this, what proof is there that this happened? Well, she reportedly has photos of the bruises that she says were caused by this event with Christian Combs. The quote was, "Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored as Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls." Holly goes on to say, "We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them." Then the attorneys for Universal Music Group, one of the defendants who are also being sued by Rodney Jones for their alleged participation and facilitation of the abuse and trafficking claim by Jones, they argued that the claims were so, quote, offensively false that one of these attorneys, Donald Zakarin, wrote, "A license to practice law is a privilege. Mr. Blackburn, plaintiff's lawyer, has misused that license to self-promote gratuitously, falsely, and recklessly accusing the UMG defendants of criminal behavior." So a lot of back and forth that we're seeing right here. And again, to be clear, everything that Diddy and his sons are facing accusations. They haven't even been criminally charged. These are civil lawsuits. There has been no finding by a judge or a jury that they are liable at this point. Having said all of that, this is a very significant development.
He has recently been the target of 6 more lawsuits, and Gandil thinks he has little chance of winning the trial, which begins on May 5th, 2025. He believes Diddy may as well reconcile with God at this point since the prosecution's case will be so compelling.
It's 2025. That's when Diddy trial starts. How you feel about it, man?
I think if their lawyer got that off, they did a great job, because you got to realize some of these cases, even you get regular drug cases, they be taking a year or 2 years to go through all the paperwork, everything they want to do, how the guy weighed out, getting the witnesses and everything together. I think the lawyer thinking that they're not going to be able to give them discovery and enough discovery in that short of time, because the prosecutors are not going to present anything to the court that they think they can't prove. You understand what I'm saying? So the prosecutors is going to try to, go through everything. And that's a short time, brother. That's less than what, May? That's less than 7-8 months. You talking about 18 businesses. You talking about they got, I think they say 170 witnesses. You understand? They got 1,000 bottles of oil they got to test. Allegedly baby oil that they got to test. And I said allegedly baby oil because that's what the prosecutor said. Alleged baby oil. He didn't say baby oil, he said alleged baby oil. So that means that it may be something, or some of those bottles wasn't baby oil. You talking about victims and their statements and presenting them to the courts. So they got a lot of things. So that was a smart move by the defense, trying to get the trial a speedy trial, so the prosecutor only have so much evidence that they could present. It could help them and it can hurt them too.
How you feel about Diddy lawyers coming out blaming the government for leaking, the tape of Cassie?
Well, the lawyers are doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to trying to try this case in the public's eye. You understand? So Diddy could probably get off by them saying that the prosecutors released the tape. The grand jury have every right to see any kind of evidence out there that the prosecutor want to give them. Now, them leaking it and everything like that, that's not gonna decide whether the judge is gonna allow them to dismiss the case because they leaked this this trial, because they're gonna try to state you can't get a fair trial because the prosecutors are trying to win their case in the public's eye. That's not gonna be, it's gonna be up to the judge to decide whether that was significant enough to not have this trial. His lawyers are trying to do anything, and they're gonna try to do anything to win this case without it first going in front of a jury, without it first going in front of the judge like that. So what they're doing is they're gonna try to play all different kind of cards to make us think, you understand, the dude is innocent and he's been done wrong and unfair. That's what the lawyer's supposed to do. But it ain't gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. Just like, hold up, but just like first bail denied, second bail denied, the third bail denied. They don't trust the lawyers, and they damn well don't trust Diddy being out in public or in the streets or at home at any time.
There are many rumors about how Diddy apparently released songs on artists he didn't really agree with, like Nipey Hussle. So it's intriguing that Gene brought up Diddy's own kid getting into problems before. In an interview on Real 92.3 is the Cruise program back in 2022.
He might be getting some more indictments.
I think that they trying to beef up their case, bro. They're gonna continue to beef up their case once they continue to dig and get stuff. Once they continue to dig and get more stuff from the business part of it, they're gonna use those charges. Because if he did anything that was illegal regarding tax evasions, money laundering, they're gonna use that. If he had used his company and his power for the racketeering and things like that, so they can get the RICO Act on there, they're gonna use that. Any new news that can make their case powerful and they can present it to the court, they're gonna use it. As long as they give it to the defense team in the discovery, they're gonna use everything. But it's gonna be difficult for Puff to fight his case in jail. You know how hard it is to fight your case and go through every last one of those victims, or whether you know them or not. All that paperwork he had to do, you gotta realize they only get a lawyer like 2 hours, I think. Anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. And maybe on certain days, depending on where you at. How is he gonna fight his case decent in jail? But that's what happened where you lay your head.
So you don't see any kind of way he get out of this?
Bruh, I would bet whatever I had that he ain't got no chance in hell in getting out of here. All because they already got one witness for the sex trafficking case, and that's all you need. And when you only have to have one witness for the sex trafficking case, even though she may have been a participant, and I'm talking about Cassie, it's gonna be hard for him to fight that one charge.
Diddy talked candidly about his work as executive producer of the Nipey Hussle Victory Lap album, which was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Album at the 61st Grammy Awards. The founder of Love Records, Diddy, described how Nipey hired him as an executive producer only 5 days before the album was finished.
Called Diddy a demon over a comment he made in Nipsey. What made you say that? Like, what's the backstory behind that?
But bro, I didn't say he was a demon. What I think I said that you gotta watch what you say to these demons. And I might have put him in the same category. But I didn't per se, he's a demon. Now he's done that I projected, I see that demons does. When I seen him picked up that dove, and a dove supposed to be that of new beginning in life, and the dove fell to the ground straight like it was dead. The day we did that, he did that ritual in the park before he went to trial with Sean. Bruh. And I'll tell you that story if we talk about Sean. If we talk about Sean today, I'll tell you that story, all right? How about that? Now don't go figure out something to talk to me and ask me about Sean. Yeah, but if we talk about Sean, I'll ask that. But what you was asking me is that, listen here, man. I did not know Nipsey Hussle. I knew of him and the positive things that he was trying to do out there in his community. The music that he was putting out, that I could say based on conversations that I heard him speak, that the man was spiritually connected. He was a child of God. He had gotten in front of Puffy one time, and he told Puff that he was putting out this music, and I guess Puff was helping him in some kind of way, and he said something. And that what he said was, I need my music and my album to have the same feel of that life after death like Biggie's album. Now, you taking a spiritual person who's asking for something. He said, I wanted that same feel as life after death. That same feel was that Biggie got murdered and he went on to sell about 10 million albums or 10 million copies. I was saying, you gotta watch what you say to demons, because it just might come true. You just gotta watch what you say, brother, because God said that you say it by mouth, you believe it in thy heart, and it shall happen. And when you got a strong spirit, and you that type of person, you gotta watch what you say out your mouth, man.
You think it was a good idea for Nipsey to be cool with Diddy?
I really can't speak on what and the reason why that man would, when he was already doing a great job himself with the team that he had. But somebody convinced him that would be a good look for him. But no disrespect, he got what he asked for.
Diddy clarified that despite his important contribution, his executive producer credit was initially omitted off the album. This behind the scenes, the revelation was made the day before Diddy was named one of the main acts at the 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival, although there are other names that have been suggested as being related to Diddy's startling antics. However, the guy who previously controlled the entertainment industry is currently incarcerated in Brooklyn.
I want you to mentor me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nip had no ego. So, you know what I'm saying? Like Nip came to me and said, I want you to mentor me. You know, I want to get into real estate. I want you to teach me all your, you know what I mean? Like your business secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whenever you got questions, pull up. And then on his last album, people do not know this. Somebody tried to jerk me, but I fixed it. I actually am one of the executive producers of Nipsey Hussle's last album.
Victory Lap.
Yeah, Victory Lap. So a lot of people don't know this. We got them to change it in Wikipedia. Somebody over at the label tried to leave my name out, but he came to me and said, I want you to be a part of helping me finish up this album. And so I was a part of not just the records I was on with him on his last album. He was like, yo, I'm a big fan of like life after death. You know what I'm saying? And I know you got like that vibe, but I'm bringing like that vibe. Like my stuff, it has a West Coast sound, but it also has a bad boy sound. So I felt like, yo, I really need you to come and help me out with this. So that's why I have so much footage of us in the studio, because like the last 5 days of him finishing the album, he came to me and said, would you come on as one of the executive producers? And man, we had just started really getting extra close and tight. And then, you know, everything happened. But individual that like sent from God. And I know we sad, and I know that we miss him, but I'm telling you, like, he did his work. The way he has inspired, the way he inspires me, he did his work, and he represented LA like no other. Top-notch, glorious, godly, positive, loving, trying to save the community. Like, this cat is really real. He was up there to me with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and all the other Latino freedom fighters and stuff like that. He was a revolutionary, man.
A few miles from the Hamptons, where he used to have his renowned parties. With an extensive federal criminal case accusing him of involvement in sex trafficking and racketeering, as well as more than a dozen civil lawsuits alleging assault, rap, and sexual extortion, Diddy's fall from grace has happened quickly. One lawyer claims to represent more than 100 alleged victims of sexual abuse.
What we're up against, we did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive. But it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type.
A representative for Diddy, who was born in Harlem, told BBC News that he is still strong, disciplined, and fully committed to his defense with the steadfast support of his family legal team. Diddy has continuously denied any wrongdoing in relation to the criminal and civil allegations, and his trial is set for May 2025. Diddy's lavish, celebrity-filled parties earned him the title of Party King of New York. Diddy's rise to fame was explained by Rob Shooter, who worked with the rapper from 2002 to 2004.
About folks distancing themselves from him.
Oh, people do not want to touch this. At first, they were on the fence. They sort of supported him behind the scenes. And then that videotape came out. CNN broke that tape of him assaulting Cassie. After that, game over. That was the turning point here. It is hard to overestimate how connected Diddy was. This is a guy who was friends with Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of Vogue. He was friends with the Lauders, with Estee Lauder's company, where he had a fragrance. He was friends with the people that ran Bloomingdale's and Macy's and sold his Sean John collection. He was the most successful rapper, not because of his music output, but because he became this brand. He taught celebrities you can make more money selling fragrance than selling music. And so he was a pioneer in that way. All these people now who he would count as friends have all disappeared.
Right, and he is the only target for prosecutors right now in this case. However, many are saying there are others who knew. So the question becomes, are there more defendants coming? What are you hearing?
Yeah, definitely. I think the prosecutor has said nothing is off the table here. There are people around Diddy who have been there for decades. Recently, his longtime publicist, Natalie Moore, who's been there for 20 years, she appears as if she has quit. Her phone is no longer ringing. Her email has been discontinued. Also, too, his chief of staff, Kristen Karim, has been with him for several years, too. People have called her the Ghislaine Maxwell of this organization. That is nothing that anybody ever wants to be called. And so other people here are involved. I think the scope of it, big this was, made it impossible for one person to do it all. He had enablers, he had people around him, and now those people are all scrambling, worried if they're going to be indicted next.
He noted that Diddy was at a pivotal point in his career when he started working for him, having already founded Bad Boy Records in 1993 and was representing well-known hip-hop artists like Usher and the Notorious B. In 1998, he launched the Shah Jahan clothing line, which became a cultural sensation. He later ventured into fragrances and alcohol, and even started a media company that hosted reality. According to the gunman, Diddy was intent on maintaining his position at the forefront of the entertainment business by leveraging his celebrity-attended events. So how do you think this all will play out for Diddy? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.